And let's fire in this hole. Oh, nice.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Hail and Meshes Adventures. If you're not D&D enthusiast but normal RPG enjoyer, then after starting your adventure as wizard or sorcerer, you probably will be curious, where is the mana? How even cast spells? And when you'll finally cast them, you won't be able to cast more. So I'm here to eliminate the arcane secrets of spellcasting in Baldurs Gate 3. And after watching this video, all your spellcasting questions will be vanquished. It's me, the Spud King. Let's start explanation from some basic spellcaster class, like wizard. Let's start with the Cantrips. This is spells that does not use any spell slots and can be cast at any will. What does it mean? It means that when you're using Cantrips, you don't require any mana, magic, ability points or whatever. So for example, we can have Firebolt. You just click on it, click on your target. Let's not fire on Alazel. And let's fire in this hole. Oh, nice. To see all cantrips, you can just click on cantrip icon and you will see all available cantrips for you. We now as wizard, and there are different types of spells and cantrips. So let me go further into these details. So for example, Firebolt, it will have damage and it will have range, 18 meters, and it will have attack roll. So basically what is attack roll? It means that when you're trying to hit someone, you roll in the dice. So dice roll will determine attack is successful or not. And to succeed, you need to exceed target's armor class. And this attack roll is subject to high ground rules and have disadvantage or advantage if you on high ground or low ground, depending where is your target. And you will have disadvantage in melee range. So let me explain and show you how this attack roll works and means. So for example, we stay over here and we want to fire Firebolt at Laezel, and we will have 55% chance to fire her. So this is like almost melee range, but still a range. But when we are standing nearby, it's already only 30% because target is too close. That's how it works. Same goes with the high ground, low ground. So right now we are on the same ground, it's 55%. But if Laezel will take a road to the top and we became on the low ground, immediately it's only 45%. But let us change our spot, and if we became on the high ground, from this position we fire with 65% chance. That's why it's important when you're picking your spells to check out, does they have attack roll? Because some spells don't have it. For example, Magic Missile, it's doing less damage than Firebolt. For example, Firebolt doing from 2 to 20, but this 6 to 15. But chances to hit is 100%, because this is not using any attack rolls. But Magic Missile is a spell. More on this a little bit later. Right now let's go to the cantrips. So we got Shocking Grasp, and as you can see, a lot smaller range right now with Shocking Grasp and a lot higher chances to hit. So this is like melee spell, melee cantrip. This not require any spell slots again, but there is some interesting spells that require saving throws. So what is saving throws? For example, Poison Spray will inflict a lot of damage, pretty a lot of damage, 1d12 on the first level. Not having a large range, but 3 meters is okay, but got Constitution saving. This means that target will roll against our difficulty class, and if roll is equal or higher than difficulty class, the target resists effects of the attack, if not stated otherwise. Sometimes different spells can say, like, if saving throw is successful, then target takes half damage. Our difficulty class here is 14, and we can check out it over here. So it goes 8 base DC difficulty class with +3 from main ability and +3 from proficiency. Proficiency scales up with the levels, and bonus from our intelligence. So for example, 10 is 0, 12 is +1, and so on. Every 2 points in the intelligence will give us +1 bonus to this. So this means if target got a high armor class, for example, high level fighters with just crazy armor class, it's more beneficial to pick spells that won't have attack roll. So for example, if fire and firebolt, it's 55%, but we can go press right click on the target, press examine, for example, and check out Constitution. So Constitution is 14. This means target will roll Constitution throw, which is D20, and add +2 to this throw. So if target maybe got some low Constitution or hexed, so he got disadvantage on Constitution saving throws, spells like Poison Spray can become really good. But if target got high Constitution and you're not having a high difficulty class, then as you can see, the spell is not really good. It got only 40% chance to hit. And I guess it's time to go to the most frustrating stuff. It's quite easy when you understand. So this was all cantrips, and they insane. You can cast as much as you want of these cantrips, and they all funny and insane. But if you want more powerful stuff, more powerful spells, then you need to use your spell slots. Every class will have their own spell slots. For example, Warlocks got just few spell slots, while Wizards and Sorcerers got a lot of spell slots. And as you can see, these spell slots are shown over here. So we can use spell slot 1, we can use spell slot level 2, we can use spell slot level 3. And as you can see, we got different spells on all spell slots, while they definitely not like level 3 spells. More about this later, as always. But right now, let's discuss what is spell slots. So basically, what does it mean? That when you cast the spell, you will lose 1 spell slot. So we right now got 4 spell slots of first level, and this is our level 1 spells. Basically, we got Mage Armor, Burning Hands, Magic Missile, and Grease. So I picked completely different spells. For example, Mage Armor. Mage Armor is Abjuration spell, and it will surround an unarmed creature in protective magical force. And our armor class will be 13 plus Dexterity modifier. So our Dexterity modifier is +2. We can cast it on ourselves. Beautiful magic. And now we are changed our armor class to 13 plus 2 from Dexterity, and it means it's 15 will be. Yeah, so this will stay with us until long rest, as stated, and our spell slots is recharged too on long rests. There are 2 types of rests, so we got short rest. For example, you can press on this campfire, and there's short rest, you can press it 2 times, and then you can press on long rest. Long rest require camp supplies, so you can't use long rest, and you can't replenish the slots if you're not having supplies. So always seek in some crates for some food, fish, to have this option to always long rest with regaining of the spell slots. So if I press short rest, we regain only HP. Spell slot is still occupied. But in this tutorial area, we can use this stuff. This is same like long rest. So we're using long rest, and as you can see, we're getting our spell slot back, but we lost our buff, so there's no mage armor right now. And this is basically resource management stuff. So you need to manage your resources smart enough and not use like Burning Hands on single target if you don't need to. So what we got from spells? Let's go to level 1 spell slot. We got like our 4 spells, so let's use Grease, for example. Some spells are just, support spells, so you can just put some grease over here, and it become greasy surface for 10 turns. And grease surface can become flammable surface if you use firebolt, for example. It's just insane combinations, but most of all, it's just a zoning tool, setup tool, and other stuff. So we used 1 spell slot for this combination, because we used Grease with a cantrip. But what if we run out of the level 1 slots? For example, we want to use Magic Missile. Let's fire 3 Magic Missiles. And there are different spells, again, like Burning Hands. As you can see, we got different target areas. So this is like area spell. You got a large radius, as you can see it over here. So I can cast from where I'm standing to this area, and I will cast Grease over here, long range. But some spells got like melee range, for example, and as you can see, this tiny red triangle. This is zone of effect. So when we cast spell, we see who enters in this zone. For example, right now, Gitianki just a little bit in this zone. As you can see, we are casting our Burning Hands, and if she would be our enemy, she would take damage. So this is a good spell to attack different, like multiple targets when they're nearby. Awesome, so we are out of the spell slots. As you can see, there's like a red sign that we out of spell slots from level 1. And when we go to the spells, we can actually cast them with upcast ability. But be smart. Upcast means that you will use slot from 2nd level, or 3rd level, or 4th level, and so on. So we got 3 slots from 2nd level, and we can still use abilities that is like level 1 abilities, and some abilities will become stronger. So for example, level 1 Burning Hands will do 3d6, basically it will roll 3 dice of 6 damage. In this, will roll +1 more dice. This will roll +1 more dice from level 2. So basically 2 more dice, and inflict far more damage. But some spells, for example, like Grease, won't have any upcast abilities. So if you only like in a really big need of casting Grease, you will use slot from level 3, for example. So be smart on these resources, because higher level slots is more important, and there are less of spots from these high levels. And another stuff that you can see a lot in higher level spells and in more support spells from like clerics and bard classes, concentration. So what does concentration do? Concentration means that you can concentrate, and you need to concentrate on this spell, and you can only concentrate on one spell at a time. So this means that if you want to cast, for example, Flaming Sphere, it's level 2 spell, so it will use level 2 spell slot. Let me just show you. We can upcast for more damage, so we can use high level slot, but let's for now just cast this Flaming Sphere. Awesome, so as you can see, we got nice Flaming Sphere. It's just rolling around, doing some flame stuff. But if we take some damage, we need to succeed saving throw. So let me show you. Concentration, saving throw, successful. Nice. So we succeeded this saving throw. But if we missed this like saving throw, Flaming Spear will disappear. Same goes with different spells. So this spell will require concentration too. So we just cast it on ourselves, and Flaming Sphere just disappeared, as you can see. So we casted Fly on ourselves. Nice, we can fly. It's first of all, it's awesome and funny. It's actually interesting ability to fly. You know, I don't know. I just enjoy this stuff. It's nice to be able to go whenever you want on the battlefield, but this breaks our concentration, so make sure not to have all spells that require concentration, or they will just all disappear. So for example, if I fly it over here and I still got some turns to fly, as you can see, there's like condition, there's 4 more turns that I can use fly ability. But if I use Cloud of Daggers, for example, on our friend Gitianki, okay, then I need to concentrate on Cloud of Daggers. And Cloud of Daggers will do damage every turn until I lose my concentration. Awesome stuff. Oh, until I just cast another spell that require concentration, for example, Flaming Sphere over here. And everyone's favorite, Fireball. Let's just cast Fireball over here. Oh my god, what a beautiful stuff. I don't know, some crazy damage happened.
Huge.
So as you can see, we just jumped and successfully hit our 7th throw again, so Flaming Sphere is still alive, but let's use Long Rest and replenish our spell slots. Just like this, so that's how magic works, but let's see how and what abilities got different magic classes that got pretty unique abilities. So for Bard Cleric, they basically like basic magic classes, they will benefit from spell slots, and there's not so much like a lot of special stuff to them. But Sorcerer, Warlock and Wizard got special abilities. So Wizard, for example, got this Arcane Recovery. This is awesome stuff. So let me use my level 1 spell, let's use some level 2 spell, and let me just show you. So based on level, we got different Arcane Recovery charges, and they recharge once per long rest. And what does it do? So we just use them, and we can use them on level 1, level 2, level 3, basically on what level spells we got. And they will replenish our spell slots before we go into the long rest. So that's like nice utility stuff. So we just use Arcane Recovery 1, and it will use 1 recovery point to replenish spell slot for level 1. Same goes for level 2, but level 2 will require 2 points. As you can see, level 3 is grayed out, so we can't use it. So level 2, insane. But what different with the Sorcerer? Sorcerer got different mechanic, which is called Sorcery Points. Again, they recharge 1 spell long rest, and they are important phase of a sorcerer power. So, how to use them? They using like meta magic stuff. With Sorcery Points, you can create spell slots or use them as meta magic. So as you can see, for 2 Sorcery Points, we can unlock level 1 spell slot, for 3 Sorcery Points level 2, and so on. But for 5 Sorcery Points we unlock level 3. So when some characters can only cast 2 fireballs per long rest, we can use all our Sorcery Points to unlock this spell slot and have 3 fireballs. And this is insane if you want to do it. But cool part that there's for every type of spell slot there's additional create sorcery points stuff. So you can use spell slots to create these sorcery points. So you can spell, for example, all level 1 spell slots, some level 2 spell slots, and unlock some sorcery points to get your 4th fireball. And this means that you can cast 4 fireballs in one fight. But you need to prepare this in advance or use this as bonus action in a fight. I recommend, of course, to prepare it in advance, so when you're preparing for a hard fight and you know, still maybe use some cantrips, but not so much of spells, then just use all your spell slots that you don't need, for example, level 1 and level 2. And you will be with like 4 sorcery points. With these sorcery points, you can use meta magic. So what does meta magic does? What does meta magic do, I guess? So meta magic can do different stuff. It can make quicken spell, and for 3 sorcery points, spells that cost an action will cost a bonus action instead. This is massive, and this is why many people want to go for Sorcerer as their main class when they going to play their first playthrough, based on my community posts. So let me just explain to you how this works. For 1 sorcery point, you can increase distance of spell. For example, we got, fire ball, and we can cast it like over a large area. For example, if we stay here, we can cast fireball just after the elevator. But if we use distance spell meta magic, now we can cast it to over here. As you can see, our mage is just a little tiny sorcerer, but she's ready to cast fireball. And additional cool stuff, twin spell, so single target spells that you have, and cantrips like firebolt can be twinned with this. So you just use sorcery point and you will cast 2 2 fireballs at the same time, and this will make a lot of damage. But most important and cool stuff is, of course, quicken spell. So quicken spell for like fireball will require only bonus action, and this is like insane, because just after using bonus action we can use it as action, and in a fight we can use it second time. So Sorcerer, if you like a lot of magic, is for you, of course. I will have pretty soon nice videos that will discuss whether or not Sorcerer or Wizard is class for you if you want to play a spellcasting class. But for now, let's go and play Warlock. So what's different with a Warlock? Warlock don't have expendable spell slots. They always got only 2 spell slots. And they progress with Warlock level ups. So for example, we got right now level 5 Warlock, and we got 2 spell slots from level 3. When we advance in levels, they will become spell slots from level 4, and still they will be there's only 2 spell slots. Warlock don't have a lot of spells, but all of them will be casted as high level spells. So there is no option to cast weak spells. There's always just crazy damage spells like fireballs and Hunger of Haidar. So as you can see, crazy stuff, crazy beautiful stuff. But strong stuff about Warlocks that, of course, they got awesome cantrip, which is Eldritch Blast, and Eldritch Blast is just one of the best cantrips in the game. And Warlocks gaining their spell slots back just by using short rest. So in one single fight you can only use 2 spells at a time. But just after the fight, you press short rest and all your spell slots are back, so you can go and cast your spells again. But what cool about Warlock? That he got awesome cantrip, Eldritch Blast. In many opinions, so just one of the strongest cantrips, and maybe even one of the best spells in the game. And I totally recommend you go and watch one of this video on the screen right now, where I show best cantrips in the game and some useful tips on how to use them, or best spells in the game that I like, and some secret ways how you can use them and utilize them for better playthrough. See you, citizens of the Spudland.